So, I'm back. Sorry. Had some extra space in here, so I went to one of my other boxes. So I'm slowly disintegrating. And I filled up the extra space in here with some stuff. So it's gonna be short, quick, but hopefully you enjoy it. This is some older stuff, mostly older stuff I saw on the thumbnail. And a few odds and ends. So the odds and ends are first Gunner Crick Court, Volume 1 Orientation, hardcover, $26.95, $27. I don't know how many books this is from Archaea Studios, which is now part of Boom Studios. Yeah. I think, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or the artistic imprint. But worth a read, especially for middle grade. This is early, not earlier, but one of the first, I guess, to really. There's the nonfiction. Where's the title page here? Oh, here we are. So again, ASP Comics is the website, of course, for Archive Studios Press. 2007, when this came out. And then also, my friend Dahmer, Durf Backdurf, originally published this as a mini comic. I wonder what those are worth. But basically, he went to high school with Jeffrey Dahmer. So he tells basically the secret origin of Jeffrey Dahmer and why he ended up the way he did, in a way. I then had him do self-portrait and signature, which is right there. He has since done Trash, which is a fictional, non-fiction book about garbage. Very good. And just last year was his take on the Kent State Massacre, which happened, 50 years ago, back in 1970. So I'm adding that to this. And then on that smaller pile, I found these paperbacks, which I bought. Somebody's selling them online. But they're great early pocketbook. Pocketbook doesn't really do comic book collections anymore. Back then they did. Of Dennis the Menace. And you can tell they're classics because they're 25 cents. They have that wonderful kangaroo logo. And they have that silver spine. And of course, the red end papers. Or the red 4 edges. So we have Dennis the Menace rides again. Again, these got reprinted ad nauseum up through the 80s, early 90s. Dennis the Menace, Household Hurricane. And this is basically the style now. But you'll notice in some of these, they're Dennis the Menace versus Everybody. Oh, yeah. Babysitter's Guide by Dennis Smith. I think I have an extra copy of this somewhere. One of Dennis the Menace. Oh, it's new, isn't it? 5th collection. And you can see the original style there, both of Dennis and his mother, Alice. Here we have, let's save that for last. Let's go through the rest of these. Okay, so that's it for the early pocketbooks. Here we have Dennis the Menace, the original and best of the Dennis books. Great cover. This is Avon, 25 cents. What else we have here from Avon? I'm not exactly sure how the rights transferred and all, but here we have, I believe, the original. It's probably a reprint, maybe, as it went to another house. More Dennis the Menace. Or might have started here and then went over to Pocket. Who knows? Pocket was more prestigious. And then we have, these are faucets. Faucet Crest books, which you would find all over the place. Still can. Normally when you went into a garage sale or mass markets, you would find things like this. And usually probably a quarter piece. This was originally 50 cents. So that tells you a good idea of the year. But most likely, again, that's the modern style there. None of these, some of these have ISBNs on the side, but not barcoded. There's good stock art. Dennis the Menace and Rough. In this corner, Dennis the Menace. And Dennis the Menace Teacher's Threat. So again, somebody was selling at a fairly decent price. Oh, it was auctions. I got an auction, the Heritage Auctions. Still. But again, there's the early paperbacks. Fawcett was basic, I think was the king of comic strip reprints in the 70s and 80s. They had the Peanuts mass markets, not so oversized that were Henry Holt's or Holtman's. But they had the mass markets, which were half of those oversized books. And then Fawcett just eventually, Fawcett even did comics. They were still doing Dennis the Menace comics up through the 80s, I believe. Just like Harvey, they would put it out there. Some of them would be reprints. That goes on that one. Wait. No, these two go on that one. Again, these were mass markets, so they might stay on, and you'll find them in, you would find them in airport bookstores. You would find them in mass market venues, grocery stores. Grocery stores, especially, usually right next to the magazine stand with a special display for pockets to hold them. You would find them at Target, the original Targets. They would have a video section. They would have a book section. Usually on the back wall of that would be just a floor-to-ceiling display of mass-market paperback pockets. At that point, early 80s, most of it was Mad. But again, if they didn't sell, you just stripped off the cover, sent the cover back for credit, and you trashed the rest. Some people sold the coverless copies for a discount, which was illegal, of course, because the store had gotten full credit back. But yeah, they were ubiquitous. Mass markets now pretty much disappeared thanks to ebooks. Again, that convenience, cheapness. There's certain genres. At our library, there are still the occasional new romance, the occasional new mystery, Western coming in. But it's a great market for new writers to hone their craft and gain a following. But most everything now, if it's worth publishing, gets put in a trade paperback, which is, again, I showed you with that with the Scholastic books. Not as fancy. It's pulp paper and just words. But that's where the market is, and it's a higher discount, and they're not stripped. They're whole copy returns. But most of those titles are backlist titles. They are perennials, like Da Vinci Code, like Stephen King. And those are published, and those are kept in print. And if they come back from a store, they'll just get shipped off to another store and be sold somewhere else. And so you don't see a lot of mass market paperbacks like this anymore, especially comic strip collections like this. either have gone to for a while it was the Garfield model with which Garfield doesn't originate, but he popularized it, the horizontal comic strip reprints. Or they have gone to what I call the Calvin and Hobbes model, which is the square, more square format. Although you don't see a lot of comic strip collections either anymore. But so if you see mass market comic strip collections, they're in a decent price. I'd say $1 cheaper. Pick them up. I think you'd probably be able to flip them easily on eBay for probably twice that. And you just flip it for twice that, you're making 100% profit. But normally when I see them in comic shops, they're usually about $5 now. And then more artifacts. The strips are easy to find elsewhere. The bindings, it's glue. It was never supposed to be a permanent format. It's newsprint glued together with a cardboard cover on it. And they were supposed to be disposable. But because of the covers and sometimes the contents, they are highly collectible. So anyway, 11 minutes. I'll shut up now. But I just thought you might be interested in those extra copies I found to fill up this box, which now I got to lug back and toss onto I think it's like the 6th tier of that palette. I have another 3 feet to go of ceiling space, it looks like. But most of those will be smaller boxes on top of that. So hopefully it doesn't collapse on me and I don't pull anything. But that's that for now. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.